Day 3. We have not showered and I am feeling fresh.
My head's on top of her dirty hair. So today we are going to Kane, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours walking straight downhill. And then we walk 3 hours to Serenkot. And then we're back home in Pokhara.
Before we left the beautiful mountaintops of Potana, we sat down with all of our guides. With English still being a learned language, Tila translated our questions about the realities of being a working woman in Nepal.
You know, in Nepal, in our parents, they don't have a job, you know. And then we can do anything in job. And then we have a job from the three sisters. And then we earn some money from there. And then that's why we have to send some money for our parents. And then sometimes we study in ourselves also, you know. Yes. She study herself, you know, in Pokhara.
Mm-hmm. You study?
Yeah.
In Pokhara?
Yeah.
What do you study?
Bachelor's.
Faculty
is management.
Management?
Education.
That's great. So you pay for that with your own money that you get working here?
So your families are happy that you have this job?
Yes, sometimes they are unhappy too, you know.
Why?
We have big responsibility, you know. We have to stay in ourselves. We have to send some money there from there, you know. Sometimes we have to manage everything, you know. That's right.
Ladies company.
She said, you know, other company they have a main guide, but three sisters they have only women guide. We have a main guide too, but very few one. But we have so many women guides. That's why she likes to join them.
Our first-time trekking trainees, Romali and Chandra, spoke with us about taking the big step of moving from their rural villages to Pokhara for this big opportunity to work with three sisters.
Road.
She said is in the west part of Nepal, this area, they have a small houses, you know. In Pokhara, this is so big houses, and then it's buses, so many buses, vehicles, you know. But in them areas, they don't have a buses, you know.
Ah.
Animal different.
The animals are different.
Yeah.
What do you have?
And
they have no facility. And in Pokhara,
Toilets
and then even for them is in like when we wearing the short clothes, they think it's so, you know, like we have a they never wear, you know.
Shorts.
Yeah, short things.
With our newfound perspective of life for women in Nepal, we made a final trek back to Pokhara with the national flower, the rhododendron, hanging above us and the women serenading us all the way home. So Three Sisters was an incredible experience. We had 2 new trainees with us. We had Romali and Chandra. We had a lot of fun with them. It was really amazing watching the experience through their eyes because this was also their first trek, so we were all kind of experiencing everything at the same time. And they're both from really rural villages, and they've come out here to Pokhara to work. And the conversations with them about what was really shocking and new, and it was seeing women in shorts and being in a van for the first time, and the feeling of being in a car, and they would get a lot of motion sickness because they'd never been in one before. They walked everywhere, so it was really cool just getting to watch them experience everything. And then the trek itself was beautiful. It was relaxing, it was strenuous at times, but we were so in nature and everything was just magical in a way that I felt like I was on some sort of magical retreat. And our guide Tila was a superstar. She is one badass woman who I just adore and look up to so much. She always took care of us, made sure that we were safe, made sure we knew what was going on, always had our back. I think if you're lucky enough to get to trek with her, then you're gonna have a truly amazing experience.
So my experience with Three Sisters was absolutely incredible. The women that we traveled with were inspiring and loving and took such good care of us, taught us so many things about the Nepalese culture. It was 3 days truly full of so much learning. All three of us adored the trek. The Three Sisters company is one that you really need to look out for if you come to Nepal. All of the women that work there and the men are just full of so much knowledge, and they really want to make sure that your time in Nepal is as amazing as it can be. They're all about finding women throughout Nepal and bringing them to places that these women may never have dreamed of when they were young. It was truly special, so definitely look them up if you want to do a sustainable trekking initiative in Nepal. Three Sisters Trekking Company is where it's at.